What up, what up, what up? It's your girl, Charlene, and I am joined here today by the one and only DJ Booth Batty, TAPIWA, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hi.
What up, TAPIWA? How are you?
No, I'm good. Hectic morning.
Hectic?
Yeah, hectic morning.
Serious?
Yeah, but yeah, I'm alive.
That's good.
And life is good.
That's good. That's good. Otherwise, what up, man? What's poppin'? What about?
Honorable. Like, I mean, life could be worse. But yeah, no, I'm good. Again, I think main thing is just like preparing for the next few weeks because I feel like that's, fight or flight.
Yeah, it's about to kick in.
Yeah, it's about to kick in.
Ah,
but yeah, nah, other than that, I live. I'm alive. I'm
That's
grateful
great.
to be alive. So yeah.
Fantastic. All right, cool. So for the audience that, that are watching, maybe they live under a rock or something and they don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Can you please just briefly introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, why you're called DJ Booth Batty?
Should we start with a backstory? Okay. My name is TAPIWA. I am a electronic music DJ and music producer. Composer if you're trying to be fancy. But yeah, I make dance music. So when you hear uns, that's exactly what it is. I've been making music and producing since 2018. I'll count those as like the official years. And then I've been DJing since 2021. 2021. Oh no, that's a lie actually. It's 2 years ago. It's like, hey, that O-level maths is not working here. 2025. Oh, so 2023.
Yeah.
That's when I started DJing, like officially learning how to DJ. But yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's interesting. All right, Tapio, like my next question, right? See, I'm woke. So,
Woke. Everyone's woke.
I'm
you have
woke
to be woke.
and I'm a fan, right?
Yeah.
So I've been like on the Tapua bandwave. But just over a year ago, Tapua was hardly a household name. Yes, but your trajectory from where you were 2 years ago, like you did mention that you started DJing in 2023, from people not knowing who you are to headlining the biggest DJ festival in Zim. How did you go from where you were to now? Like in other terms, naming terms. Waka vipi?
Yeah, I don't know, hey. I came from my mother's womb.
Okay, fast forward like 20 or so years later.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, the journey started mainly in college. That's where I started like learning how to produce. So that was like around 2018. But I just really loved making music. I didn't really think about DJing. But I loved going to DJ shows.
Yeah.
I loved going to like the Neverlands, the Fort Infinities, and seeing a lot. Yeah. Jason LaRue literally raised us at this point.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, so I went to all of these events, and that, like, being, not to say I could imagine myself up there, but seeing people up there was like, oh, you could do this thing too, right? Like, and then I figured, why not at least try? I know I make music and it's relatively okay. Like, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Humble.
It's not terrible. But DJing could also be something else that I could try. So yeah, again, like you said, 2023 started DJing. I think it was a listening party.
Yeah.
That should be the first show that I've did. Shout out Jordan and Vera. And then, I guess this is where also like the work kind of pushes you by itself.
Yeah.
Because people were interested. They were like, oh, we need to see you live. We love the music. At that point, I think I had like 2 or 3 songs. And people were like, oh no, where do we see you? And I was like, oh no, let me actually like make an effort to like DJ and get better at it. And then I think Roots, which is Sam's event, was the first show that I actually played like in a professional setup where it felt like
The one that happened about a year ago.
in January of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the first pro show, and then like I mentioned beforehand, it's all about creating like relationships and networks. in the industries. So I'd been friends with Sam for a while. We've been wanting to make music together, and even the guys at Queen of Arts and all these people. So it was just a matter of time. Like, hey, actually learn how to DJ, and you can come and play with us. That type of thing. So that's what happened. And then from then on, the gigs just kept getting better. So Afro Beyond, Roots Again, with Night Freak this time, and a bunch more. Feels, Deepened, all these. So, of course, with the experience comes bigger and better challenges that you wanna, that you want to kind of tackle. So and
Amazing.
the latest challenge being Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem. Seize the day. Will you seize the day, or will you seize?
I will seize the crowd.
Right. We are going to fast track and come back to this. We're going to put some B-roll from Said Carpe Diem to show you that man speaks what he's talking about. Fantastic. Yeah. You did mention you're also a producer, right? So, like, how does that translate to what you do behind the decks as a DJ? Like, does it add value to the craft? Does it help differentiate you from other DJs? How did you get into that? Were you just tired of hearing all I do is win every time you go to the club? Or were you just like, hey, man?
That was definitely one of the reasons. But DJing is easier than producing. That's what I was told. And it is. But like you said, I can't remember who I had this chat with. Having like the production side does help. It gives you like an added advantage, because you have like some musicality. You understand what's in key, what's not, what's phrasing, what works with if you mash up two songs together, or an a cappella or another song, that type of stuff. So I would say it has an advantage. But I don't think you need to be musical to know how to DJ, if that makes sense.
All right.
Like, you can just be a good selector of music, which I think is the most important thing when it comes to DJing. But I mean, producing does help.
I mean, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it does help.
Why not? Awesome. Okay. Cool. Right. So, I mean, you did mention that, you've made some songs and you were quite humble, saying, they're good. But, like, I like stats. I like numbers,
Yeah.
We know for a fact that you've got songs that managed to cross over 300,000 streams. I mean, you got some accolades from the Martin Garrix, BBC One Extra Radio. I mean, you're being very humble about it. I'm not gonna lie. If I were you, it would be tattooed on my forehead saying, "Hey."
I'm not trying to get canceled.
Hey. No, I feel like as an artist, you do need to have that confidence in your work.
Yeah, no, true.
Yeah, so you should. Obviously, humility takes you a long way.
Yeah.
But I'm not an artist, so I don't.
Fair enough.
Right. But how did you manage to cross over those 300,000 streams without dropping an EP? You've got like less than 10 songs in total.
5, I think.
You see?
Yeah. I think it's just timing and like those networks that I was talking about earlier. The very first song that really like made sense for me, like, okay, I'm making music now, was this remix I did for Steve James. Yeah. This American dude. He was like popping in like 2020, like 2015, like, that era. And I had been a fan of his, but, I just followed him, get updates here and there, right? But he then created like a post where he said, I'm looking for remixes for this specific song. Can you like send your stuff, right? And he was starting a label. I think that's how it popped up. And then I I shot my shot. Naturally, I'm a curious boy.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot. So I then sent him my stuff and he liked it. And I was like, no, I'm giving you the stems, work on it. And that's how it started. So it didn't get like mad numbers.
Yeah.
But it gave me the audacity to shoot more shots. So the same thing, probably my biggest song to this day, excuse me, with Warner Case. I forgot the name of the song. Damn.
Wow.
You're like a dream. You're like a dream. That came out around like 2022, I think. 2022. Same situation. I shot my shot. He actually, what's hilarious about this, he hit me up first.
Really?
Like randomly on SoundCloud. And SoundCloud is like, who hits you up on SoundCloud? Yeah. So he hit me up and he was like, oh no, I'm looking for a show in Zim. Do you know any venues that might be in? And I was like, oh no, I'm not a promoter.
I'm just a fan.
I'm just a fan, but I could maybe do this one favor for you. Let's see.
Yeah.
And I told them about all these nice venues and like, the Deep Ends, the Neverlands and all of that. But, naturally it's it was still kind of tricky to get like a US artist to come
here.
to Zim unless like they had numbers here. So yeah, that passed. Then he did like a remix competition. Made the remix, didn't submit it, but sent it to him like months later.
Yeah.
He was like, cool. Liked it, but yeah, never really did anything with it. And then I made a demo. I think it was COVID time, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID time. So just as COVID was finishing, so like 2021, I made a demo and then sent it to him because I was like, no. This is the only person this would make sense for. Right? And then he actually liked it. And then he said, send me the stems. Worked on it for like half a year. So I was a bit pressed. I thought the song would never come out.
Yeah.
But he finished it, I think, end of 2021. Everything had been arranged, released on February 2022. And it came out. And again, testament to just shooting your shot. That's still one of my biggest songs, but it all came about from the audacity I had to just say, hey, I make good music, sir.
Give me a chance.
Give me a chance,
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need. Audacity and delusion.
Real. I can't remember who said it, but someone said you actually need to be a little delusional because the only way you're going to improve in your craft or get to as big as you imagine you can be is by literally doing things that no normal person would do. Right?
That is so true.
Actually, like you said, having the confidence in yourself to believe. Like I'm not doing this stuff now, but I am going to be doing it later.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Awesome. So in the space that you're in, the producing era, the DJ era world, I don't know what you guys call it, a sound box. I don't know what you guys live in your own world. But what would you say have been the challenges that you faced and how did you manage to overcome them?
I think getting an audience. In as much as it's easy to kind of just put your music out there.
Yeah.
Like compared to how it was like maybe 10, 20, not even 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's now incredibly easy to like have your stuff out. You can produce on a laptop. You can even use like an iPhone mic, right?
Yeah.
To record your vocals Steve Lacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But gaining an audience is really intense. Like there has to be a big effort as an artist or a creative to actually put your work out there and say, please come and listen to it. Right?
Yeah.
And I hate social media with a passion. Like I just, I can doom scroll, I can do all of that. But to actually make content to promote like music, I absolutely hate it. But that's the only way it's gonna work.
True.
Right? You have to put yourself out there. I'm very conscious of like how I, appear online or even like IRL as well.
Yeah.
So I'm very shy. I'm very to myself usually. But I've had to kind of step out of that comfort zone to like tell people like, hey, here's why you need to come and listen to me. either make my music, DJ or whatever.
Yeah.
I bring value to you, right?
Yeah.
And actually convince them over time. And yeah, it sucks when you initially start, but it's very rewarding when you actually have a loyal base to then work off of. Like anything you put out, they eat it up or they mess with it, right?
Yeah.
No matter how terrible it can get. But yeah, building that audience and keeping the audience is probably, I would say, the biggest challenge. Yeah.
And have you managed to overcome it, or are you still in the process of overcoming said challenge?
Yeah, I mean, we had this discussion before.
Yeah.
I literally just started using TikTok now and it's working.
Yeah.
I hate that it's working. I hate it with a passion that it's working. But I'm starting to see the
value.
benefits.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see the benefits. I'm not where I want to be just yet, you know. I'm not saying I want a viral hit that makes me millions and millions. I mean, that would be nice. I mean, right? That would be nice, but yeah, I just want to see a steady growth and of like the audience and people that actually are keen to see me do whatever I'm doing, right?
And spend money.
And spend money on me, right? Like anything that I put out,
Yeah.
they're spending money on. So we're working towards that, but yeah, there's still quite a bit of a climb because I know it's a little tough to kind of get viral.
It is
in Africa, especially. I mean, the US, it's like every other random.
I feel like it's not a controversial take, but it's an interesting take. It's hard to get viral in, let's bring it to Zim context.
Yeah.
It's hard to get viral in Zim over actual talent. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not shading people who are viral.
No.
But some of the things that people get viral for is completely and utterly nonsensical.
Yeah, it's usually comedy.
Right.
Like,
sometimes it's not even funny. It's just
like
but like
we all know the TikTok.
Exactly. That's you're like, how does this have over 300,000 views, bruh, and like 21,000 likes?
Yeah.
But it's just some silly stuff promoting probably like terrible behavior.
Yeah, terrible behavior. Yeah.
But it's just one of those things that you just have to keep pushing. But like you say, you're growing your audience bit by bit. We do see the TikToks.
Yeah.
We do see the reels on Instagram.
I'm going to be on your screen, even when you're sleeping. You just hear, D.
Everybody down there.
Everybody down there.
Awesome. All right, cool. So just tell me, how did you get into music? Were you a fan? Or do you have like a musical background? Because I know like in primary school, we'd have to, you know, what was that thing called? The recorder.
Yes, you're preaching to the choir, my sister. You're preaching to the choir.
So like, how did you then turn that, like, you know, those lessons into like a growing passion? Because I like music, but I don't think I have the talent to actually then translate that into making it. I do. I'm a consumer.
Yeah.
I'm a connoisseur of music. I was about to say something out of pocket. But I do like to partake in enjoying and just consuming music.
Nice,
So how So how did you get into making music?
My dad is a big music buff.
Oh.
That's not like many of you have met my dad, but he is a big music buff. He started playing guitar very early on, probably around the same age, if not younger. And then, that bug has never left him. And unfortunately, it is a generational one.
So it's in the genes.
So it's in the genes. Apparently, he told me the story. I was like, my great grandfather was like apparently like the hottest guitarist in like
really
somewhere in Midlands province there. He was doing some mad ones. So yeah, but yeah, that translated to him and then didn't necessarily translate to me initially. So I don't know. Maybe it's like the neurotypical people, or it's like I don't know what it is. But I loved music, but I hated the effort of having to learn something over time, like having to put literally the 10,000 hours they talk about.
You just wanted to be good at
I just wanted to smash drums, and that was it.
Yeah.
Vibes. see you whenever I feel like it,
Yeah.
right? So there was that, my dad's love for music, and like you said, the recorder thing. I don't know if this was like a national program of sorts, but it seems like every person had at least one term
lesson
with one
with
term
the
and one
recorder.
lesson with that recorder. So
And
there was that.
it never saw the light of day again.
Yeah.
I remember, I think
We're losing recipes.
we're losing recipes.
We're
But
losing
I don't think my little
recipes.
sisters actually know what that thing is. Eh? Like, I remember in primary school, can't you
Yeah.
a pencil case, going to
Ooh,
Tabura.
yeah, and remember they had to charge that as part of like the school fees. Yeah.
They're like, this is the breakdown. You've got transport.
Yeah.
You've got what's it called, sports facilities
Sports
and blah blah blah.
facilities, yeah.
Music. Recorder.
Recorder.
$50. Like, what the heck? But
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
no,
but
bring
yeah.
it back. I know there's
Yeah.
color and everything.
Yeah,
but
we're
bring
losing
back
recipes, please.
Bring back the thing. Those kids need to learn. They need to learn. Awesome. So you are part of this year's Music Connects Africa program.
Shout out.
It's an initiative by the British Council
Yeah.
and Embassy of Switzerland in Zimbabwe. What role has the program played in your career, in the development of your career, rather? Would it say it's been impactful? Or
Oh, it has. Like,
how so?
definitely,
Please do
definitely.
elaborate.
So for me, I think my biggest challenge being a creative artist was not necessarily doing it out of love, but also making it a sustainable business. And this program has definitely helped me take like this level up step to say, okay, yeah, I need to actually create a sustainable business model with this, right?
Yeah.
So like the things that I wasn't thinking about before, I just thought, okay, if my music is good enough, people will stream it.
Yeah.
People will ask me to play at shows. People will book me, all of these things. But that wasn't the reality. So I was clearly doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So elements of the program and like just general curiosity coupled together to give me like a big push to try and like be more professional in the way I do things and like create a standard, but also creates a structure that then helps me, stay afloat. Because unfortunately in Zim, you can be creative, you can have as many fans, but if you aren't raking in the dollars, it's
pointless.
Yeah, it's pointless, right?
Yeah.
So you see a lot of people have the struggle between daytime job and then their creative pursuit. Or if they are just doing the creative pursuit, they're not making any money, and then that's a whole,
whole thing.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. So it's, yeah. So my push, particularly from the end of last year, was, just to get things sorted on my end and actually find even other revenue avenues that I could tap into. So the program has educated me a lot about that, which has been really cool. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
great.
been-
And what would you say has been the most impactful thing you've actually gotten from the program? Is it like a lesson, a networking opportunity, I don't know, like a gig or whatever that you could have said, okay, fine. Had I not been a part of this program, I probably wouldn't have gotten a chance to have a conversation with such and such a person or exchange emails or etc.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big thing because like every other creative, we don't know how to talk to people. It's really a struggle.
It's tough.
So when you have institutions or programs that kind of facilitate that for you, it's easier to then have the exposure to, which is probably the biggest thing any artist need to like grow in their craft. So I know I've met people from Represent Radio, which was really cool. We even got to go out with them and they got to experience our culture. We got to hear about what they do that side, and that's huge, right? And we can even have conversations and talk about potential releases, promotion, and all of that, like even bookings and stuff like that. So that's priceless. That's priceless.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you are seeing the benefit from such programs, because like there are a lot of I'm not gonna lie, before maybe I was like in such spaces, I would always see some programs and initiatives online, and I'll be like, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's that perception that you're like, why should I even bother applying?
Unless there's money involved.
Exactly. But sometimes the value that you get isn't always monetary. English. The value that you get.
Yeah, in Zimbabwe. You've seen 7 currencies.
7.
How are you not able to say monetary?
E-commerce. But like, yeah, sometimes the value that you get isn't always monetary. Sometimes it's actually just, like you said, learning how to speak to people. I am a yapper myself. But if you put me in okay, now I can. But before, maybe like 2-3 years ago, if you put me in front of someone from like Star FM, I wouldn't even know how to start a conversation that can benefit me. Not just a regular conversation, but telling them more about what I do and why they should try to invest their time in me. But like, I'm just glad you're experiencing that, and I'm so excited for what the future holds for you. Just one question. Are you promising my bit?
My bit will be promised. It will be delivered.
Will be delivered.
Will be delivered.
Will be delivered.
I love how we just came up with Mabira is like, hey, fireworks. It's going to be lit.
It's going to be lit. If you're not there, it's late for you. It's late for you. Yeah. But yeah, TAPIWA, I'm so excited for the gigs that you have this year. The music that you're gonna drop, hopefully. Are you dropping any music anytime soon?
There's a lot. There's actually, I'm sitting on a lot of music.
Fantastic.
Like a bunch of remixes. One that I really, really love that you've heard, I think.
I don't know which one it is. I've heard.
I know. She has heard a lot. Heard a number. but yeah, there's stuff on the way.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do this year was kind of come back home a little bit. Like, people know me for Uns Uns. I wanted to make stuff that's like more Afro and, you know, that feels like it's part of the scene right now. Yeah. Right. And then I'll go back to Uns Uns. Don't worry. That's my DNA. It never leaves. But yeah, the next 2 months might see a little something.
Fantastic. And it's going to be in winter. So you know he's going to bring the heat to keep us warm. Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, would you like to give people like a word or whatever you want to tell the people, the fans?
Oh, let me crash out.
Yeah. This is your opportunity.
That's my opportunity. Have my holy 10 moment. No, I think final words probably would be, you're not too small. Your dreams are always valid.
True.
Just keep pushing. I know it'll seem like, there are moments that you're going to give up. But just stay consistent. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just keep working on your craft. There's so much that I've learned in that period that's prepared me for the things that are happening now, right? And that's what a lot of people miss. Instead of like working towards your viral moment or your big moment, right? You're not preparing for when, because I can't remember what it was, but this promoter from SA was like, the Amapiano space. I think you saw the tweet. Yeah, the death of Amapiano. And I was like, it makes sense, because these people go in, they love the music, they just make it, and then they have that one hit, then everything they've worked goes down the drain because they can't keep it up professionally, or they don't have them, like, they haven't prepared enough to stay consistent, like make more hits, stuff like that. You end up having one-hit wonders. You end up having people that don't show up to gigs. I'm looking at you, Daliwonga. But yeah, there's a lot of that happening. So you don't want to be that person. You always want to be on the good side of everyone, keep it professional, keep working so that you stay relevant. Because unfortunately, the music industry particularly, you could have your hit today and be gone tomorrow.
Yep.
So you need relevancy, and you need to keep working to keep that relevancy, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just work as hard as you can. Don't mind the voices that are outside. And also be as unhinged as you can, because that's all it takes for you to actually achieve your dreams. So yeah.
Awesome. So have the audacity, the gumption, and the
Yes.
delusion
Yes.
to chase your dreams.
Yes, in that
Because
order.
No one is going to think you. Awesome. Tapiwa, thank you so much for taking the time from your day to join us and just drop some knowledge and some beautiful insights on your journey. I hope we can collaborate again in the future.
Oh, well, we will.
We will. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do follow Tapiwa on all his socials: TikTok, X, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer,
Everywhere.
everywhere,
Quite literally.
everywhere. And apparently he has like some merch that he sells.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know if you were aware.
Something about a booth.
But something about a booth
or a
baddie.
I don't know.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Nudge, nudge. But yeah,
Yeah.
please do like, subscribe, share. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you have any other questions, please do hit us up and we'll direct them to Mr. Tapiwa over there. Awesome. Tapiwa, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
I feel like you're a child at this point.
Oh my God. I'm a proud mom. But yeah, awesome, man. It's been lovely.
Thank
Guys,
you so much.
Peace out.